Get here for about 10, get the deliveries in. We get normally deliveries in the next day, so that's another good thing about the our suppliers, that if somebody wants a book, and as long as they've got it in the warehouse, we usually get it the next day, which is a better service than what, say, Amazon or the internet. So in that respect, it's good. So we do our deliveries in the morning, ring the customers up, tell them the books are here. The school orders we try and process, once all the books are in. And then it's basically it's a question of dealing with the customers as we go along, and then planning the orders for the next day. At the moment, things are ticking over, but it's fairly slow. It gets busy coming up to sort of October time with the Christmas, I suppose, coming up. But so it's difficult to say. But I'd like to develop the business. I knew what the turnover has been for the last few years. It's been fairly steady. And it will give you a reasonable income, but I do need to develop a bit more. So I'm looking to develop the website, perhaps do some. We're doing some vintage comics, some collectors' comics, that we do cards, of course. But I'm looking to develop the business, perhaps do some more of the collectors, the more vintage books. Maybe might do some old second-hand books, but not the normal. Maybe some of the, because the issue here is space as well. You can't just stock books, the space is limited, so I want to develop it online, perhaps do some more local history books online, which are hard to get online, because there's a lot of local history in the area, but you always need to try and increase the turnover, because your profit margins are not always great, and I can only make the judgment after a full year, because at the moment, it's just ticking over. The biggest challenge, I think, is people are being very careful with their money now. Yeah. Even in this area, which is fairly affluent, you notice that people are being careful. Where perhaps in the past they might have, spent money on, say, 6 books in, say, a month or whatever. Now they're only spending money on maybe 2 or 3. A lot of people are cutting back because and a lot of people they'll come in, and if they can buy the book a £1 or 2 cheaper somewhere else, they'll go and buy them, but they'll do the research here. So you do get some of that, which is slightly annoying. Sometimes you've got to take a chance. We're in the middle of a recession, so it is challenging. Yeah. But sometimes it's a good time to set up a business in recession, because your loans are going to be low, loan rates, interest rate is low, so it's a good time to borrow finance if you can get it from the banks. So in a way, having a business or looking for a business in a recession can work out to be a good thing. Yeah. It's not all doom and gloom, but you got to have a plan A and a plan B and plan C, and because you never know what's around the corner. So my advice to people is, go on businessesforsale.com and look through the thousands of businesses in lots of different sectors, and take your time and do your research, and eventually you will find something.